Hello, guys. How are we doing, YouTube? It's me, Comiclad Simon, for my very first YouTube live. And right, so I just want to get straight into it. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for having me. And bear with me because this is my first live. So, right, first, I want to introduce my good old friend Peter from Triple G Comics. How are we doing, Peter?
Very good.
Hello.
I'm ready to talk anime, Simon. I've got the hat. I've
You've
got the
got the
things
hat.
behind us. I'm ready to
Okay.
rock. Oh
You
yeah, I'm
ready to
ready to
rock?
go.
Great. And then third and last is James T. Keegan. Is he joining?
And he's off.
Oh, and he's off. We'll wait for him to come back. Good start.
You'll be on soon, I'm sure. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Fuzzy
Okay.
Dunlop in the chat is saying there that he's watched 3 Korean films in preparation.
Wow. Oh, you're gonna have to let us know what they are. That's a boy.
Yeah. It's my as you can imagine, Fuzzy, this is definitely my hat. It's not my son's. I don't even know what it is. It's green and black. That's
Demon Slayer. That one.
I knew that, Simon.
You went to watch it at the cinema.
Oh, I did. It was shocking. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
It was a really good movie.
We'll get to that in a bit.
But it is making me forehead sweat. I'm going to take it off.
Right. Shall we get into it, Peter? While we're
Let's
waiting
crack
for James?
on, and James will join
crack
us as
on.
soon as he can, I'm sure.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let me just try. And okay. Right. On to my first YouTube, guys. Right. So, Comiclad Simon's very first YouTube. Oh yeah. Okay. So, what I want to do is first ask everyone, and just let them all know there's going to be spoilers. Spoilers throughout the whole slides, whole trailers, because we were revealing this show's all about anime, and it's revealing comics, what we've got for the week, and then K-dramas or Korean series as such. We're also covering a bit of gaming. Please let me know what you like the best, and then I will probably do my next live all on that, and we'll see how we go.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Right. First section is your favorite, Peter, anime.
Hey, I've been briefing. I've been getting lots of knowledge ready for tonight, so I might surprise you.
You might surprise you. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to ask, guys, is does anyone know what anime is? And here we are. To put it simply, anime is an animation from Japan. Okay.
It's that simple, is it?
What does it actually stand for? It is that simple. Well, anime is an abbreviation of animation. So that's what it is. And it's also like a medium, not a genre is what they're saying.
Right.
As it says here, is akin to saying like movies. So basically anime is the sort of version of Hollywood in Japan. So like when they put anime films on at the cinema, it's like they're big blockbusters.
Got you.
So next to me, you've got the highest growing anime films in Japan currently. And on there is the one you watched at the top.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that is Mugen Train. That is Demon Slayer. Kesmusu no Yaba movie. That's what it in Japanese. That is Mugen Train, and that is what you went to go watch with your son.
And you know what? To be fair, I think I've told you before, Simon. My son is very much into anime, so I do watch bits and bobs if he's got it on in the sitting room and things like that. And he wanted to go and see that film, and it was all right. To be honest, I suffered a little bit because I didn't know who the characters were and what the background was and stuff like that.
I think
in terms of a fun movie, it was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay. What did you think to the actual animation? I know you didn't know the full storyline of Mugen Train and Demon Slayer. Like anything, like our comic books and Marvel, it's knowing the characters that we love.
So I'm going to sound terrible here. So the animation was very good, but I found the dialogue and stuff very bizarre because I'm just not used to watching that kind of conversation. And I mean, for example, whenever they were fighting, he would like scream things like fiery sword up from the left, 19-2, Vortex fight. And I was like, what the fuck?
There's a reason to that. In fact, there's
Yeah.
different sword styles within that anime. So
Yeah. Well, you see, I was sat there thinking, just hit him. Hit him.
Just hit-
Don't tell him what you're doing, just hit him, you know. But
Yeah.
but to be fair, and spoilers, like you said, for that movie,
Mhm.
even though I didn't know the characters, it was quite emotional at the end because there's a death scene at the end.
Yeah, there's a yeah.
And having only watched the characters for an hour and a half or whatever, I did feel that it did feel emotional. So yeah,
And that's what anime is. It's amazing animations, scenery, fight scenes, even if you don't understand them.
Yeah.
Some of the fight scenes. I mean, look, Dragon Ball Z, Kamehameha, before they've even punched someone, they're shooting a ball of lightning, you see. So that is what, they go down. Hello, James. We all sorted on our side of the internet?
I believe so. Apologies. It's incredibly unprofessional of me. So I think we're okay. If I have another problem, I'll just go on my phone and do it from there.
Have you seen any of these on the side, James?
Yeah, my girlfriend kind of got me into Studio Ghibli movies. So I'm actually a really big fan of like Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, one of her favorites. So yeah, like Studio Ghibli is kind of an anime sector I'm fairly familiar with.
Okay, cool. So yeah, those two are on the grossing one. Spirited Away was the top grossing one, and Your Name, and then Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle. So Studio Ghibli does a different type of style animation, Peter, and it's all. So when people say with anime, you've got your Studio Ghibli, and then you've got your other anime studios. So
I think I've seen bits of Spirited Away. So is that Studio Ghibli? What do we say?
Ghibli, yeah.
Ghibli, yeah. I think I've seen some of that.
It's where the parents get turned into pigs. So they
okay.
Yeah, it's weird. She goes into this
beautiful movie.
It is scenery wise, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. So, right, okay, guys. Well, thank you for having me. So, who have we got tonight? So we've got Fuzzy Dunlop. Okay, we've got James T. Keegan. Waiting 2 seconds, lads. GP Venom.
Hi, GP.
Hiya.
How come I've got to take my hat off, but there's no comment about James taking his hat off?
Because I'm a Pokemon master, Peter. That is why.
Cool.
And we've got attention-seeking geek.
Benjamin. I feel like what do you call them? PJ and Duncan. Me and you, James. James, have you? Oh, you're back. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Rumble. Watch us wreck the mic. Watch us wreck the. Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, guys. Thank you for coming and thank you for all joining my very first live. I do really, really appreciate it. Obviously, I am a little bit nervous. It's my first live, but I'm rolling with it and I'm all prepared. And don't worry, GP Venom. I'll slip up in later on. So. Akira was probably never bothered with My Hero Academia, One Piece, Death Note. Just never grabbed my attention fully. So, talking on Akira, on my next slide, there's a load of anime here. There's supposed to be wording on that, but I don't know why there isn't. I just wanted to ask you guys, what animes have you watched? So, James, you said you've watched with your girlfriend Pokemon, Spirited Away, things like that. Peter, you've obviously watched with your son. Is that the only anime you've watched?
No, the problem is I probably couldn't tell you the names because I've watched them. I come into the sitting room when he's halfway through and whatnot. But I recognize some of the stuff on there. So I recognize, is it Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game one? Can't remember what it's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh was out years ago. Yeah, very first.
Yeah. Is that one of the Final Fantasy guys? Is it?
Final Fantasy. So I wouldn't call Final Fantasy so much an anime. They did more CGI style, know. So there's Final Fantasy movies and things like that. So
in Last Airbender, I've seen the movie and I have watched some of the cartoon, because Thomas was quite into that for a while. And I watched the one recently, which I don't think you've got on there, which actually I really enjoyed.
Okay,
6 or 7 episodes. His hand was talking to him.
Yes, that's
knives and things.
That's one of my favorites. It's
Parasite. Is that it?
Parasite? Yeah, Parasite.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that one's really good. So that's more horror anime. There's a few horror animes, and I do enjoy those. So I just wanted to talk to you guys. Let me just put the slide back for a sec. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys and sort of delve into my very first anime experience. So I got into anime when I was about 10, 11. And I was like most kids, and anime back in the UK, it wasn't a thing. We had, obviously, as a kid, I did watch your Transformers, and I did watch your Thundercats, and I was massive on He-Man, but I never watched my what I would call very first anime. So it wasn't until I was at my granddad's, I think, one night, and I put MTV on really late at midnight when I shouldn't be. I was a little kid and I shouldn't be watching at that time of night. But my granddad let me get away with all sorts. And I think Tank Police was on at the time. So, and I watched that and I really enjoyed it. And then when I got, a little bit older, a friend of mine introduced me to the movie Akira.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And Akira is a massive anime that it was brought over here on VHS. So we still couldn't obviously download it or stream back then. Everything was on VHS. And I think I did start downloading anime privately and illegally with LimeWire back in the day. Yeah. We all used LimeWire.
Yeah.
And I started watching various animes. And I also had a friend from Japan who brought over a load of piracopied DVDs that were subbed. Yeah. So that's where my anime journey began. But the nostalgia in anime was we watched things which we'll go on to in a bit on my next slides. One of them was Naruto and Bleach and things like that. And then One Piece. Yeah. Those animes have been going on for the past 10 or more years, or 20 years, because obviously I was like 10 or 11 when they first started. So for me, they have nostalgia. And then,
I mean, it's funny you're saying that, because once you've said that, it's prompted my memory to again, when I was much younger, watching Akira and thoroughly enjoying that. That was superb. Fuzzy's just asking there, because I've seen that one as well. Aeon Flux, is that considered anime?
So Aeon Flux was an anime, and then I think they did the film of it, and it had Charlie Theron, is it her name?
Yeah.
It was Aeon Flux. And then you had things like the Animatrix, and so I do want to cover that. So guys, let me know, because I've spoken to James previously. There's a lot of gaming animes out there. So a really good one I've watched lately on Netflix is Castlevania.
Yeah.
Which is, and there's Dragon Age on there. You've got Dead Space anime. There's a lot of different various animes. So hi guys, thank you for watching the stream. Right, is James back again? Let's see.
Hey,
are you all good?
Right, yeah, it's throw the other one away.
Throw the other one.
I'm just gonna do this.
Do you mean me?
I'm gonna do this on my phone. No, never. Of course not. There we go. Okay, I'm here. Connection's good. Apologies. Yeah, there is quite a lot of video game ones. Like, they're the ones kind of I leave. Like, for me, like Pokemon, it kind of is where it started.
That was another nostalgia one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was really at the exact right age for like Pokemon fever. Like, I even remember like Pokemon cards getting banned in my school and everything.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of the biggest like anime thing that I'm kind of a fan of. But like, yeah, Castlevania is a really good one. I think there's like a Street Fighter anime movie, like Street Fighter 2 movie. I'm quite a fan of as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's where basically my anime fascination so that's why I watch so much, because I love it from a kid. And it's like those old cartoons like you like, Peter, and what I wanted to ask is going back onto what is anime. So it's an animation for Japan. Now, I'm going to probably cause some arguments here, but let's go with it. I've seen them arguments online. Okay. So I was trying to do a bit of research, and, if an anime is an animation from Japan, would you not say Thundercats or Transformers back in the day were an anime?
They weren't from Japan, was it? Thundercats wasn't from Japan.
Thundercats was even though it was westernized, the actual animation was done in Japan.
All right, I didn't know that.
And the original castings of Transformers, like the toys and stuff, were.
Yeah.
So because they've got those Japan roots, people argue, well, are they not an anime?
No idea.
I think that like animes have a like, I mean, technically, yes, I would say then, but like animes have a certain style to them. Like there is Western-made anime, isn't there?
Yeah,
just
yeah,
take
there
influence
is, clear
from
Western made
Japanese
animes.
in that style, like
So,
and I know Marvel dipped its toe in anime for a while, didn't it? They tried to launch
Wolverine, Blade, X-Men.
But they did some cartoons, didn't they? Because
I watched the
sure
X-Men one. It's really good, actually. It's on Netflix, so everyone go watch. There's so anime places to watch. You've got obviously Netflix is big on anime at the moment. Crunchyroll, which there was Funimation, and Crunchyroll bought them out, and then Sony bought them out. So it's all like combined together. Funimation still exists, but it's not as big now because everything's been sort of transferred over to Crunchyroll. So I pay a subscription for that for Crunchyroll. That's my
how much is that?
I pay every 3 months. It's about £18 for 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, what's the sort of like? Would all the major anime shows be on that? Yeah.
Yeah, like there should be. There should be. But
and
I have noticed, like in obviously there is sort of region stoppages, because of anime rights and things like that. One of the things I'm going to go show you next is a trailer of Bleach, which is obviously I watched this when I was really young, and I watched it throughout like my childhood, and I absolutely love it. And what they've done is in the manga, because I read the manga as well, because a manga is like the comic book version of an anime, and usually it comes into manga formation first, and then they create that or webcomic, and then create an anime for it. They just, it's testing the popularity of it and saying, oh, this will be a good anime. Let's put some money, and the studios go into it. For whatever reason, with Bleach and Bleach creator, he never finished the final arc in the animation. That has finally been done now. So we're going to watch a trailer of it, and I want you guys just to take it in, see what you think, and then I'm going to explain really about Bleach, and it's called Bleach Blood Thousand Ward arc. And so it's the final arc. Weirdly, though, Disney purchased the rights to put it on. So it's on Disney Plus, not on Crunchyroll.
Okay. And Simon, I mean, we mentioned this the other night, and GP's just mentioned it there. You are happy to play the trailer because you might get a strike for that, mind.
It's got... So I've checked GP, and I've checked because James said there is reaction videos of it. So if there's reactions videos of it, we should be okay.
Yeah, it should be
okay. And what I might do, Peter, is to try and not get it demonetized. Is if we pause halfway through, not watch the whole trailer throughout, we just pause at sections, and then like a reaction video. They can't demonetize you if there's already reaction videos out there.
Yeah, because if you're losing thousands,
you come in, Simon.
Yeah, exactly.
Done my research. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put you back.
Simon, you're not expecting to make money off of this.
No. I'm doing this for the love of it. I'm doing this because you guys said you've got to do your first review. You've got to do it. I'm here now. I'm here, and I'm doing it. So, right. Okay, I'm going to put you backstage, and okay. So, actually, are we good at like this? Yeah, this is a good view. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, there it is. What anime have you watched? Okay, so this is the first trailer of Bleach, Thousand Blood Royal Arc. It's got a really cool soundtrack. There is other trailers out there, and I think it's 13 episodes, and we're already through, like, we're on episode 6 or 7, something like that. It stopped at. Okay. We're having a mid-season break, and it will be back on in July. So, okay, let's see what you guys reckon.
So baby, now you feel like
all right, so yeah, I'm just getting into it. It's a really cool song, This is the Sheath of Blade. So this is the main character, which I'll get to next. His name is Ichigo, and he's got ginger hair, a bit like yours, Peter. So,
I mean, I didn't want to say, but it's actually based on me. But you know. Yeah.
If you wanna see some action. Gotta be the center of attraction. Make sure that they got their eyes on you, like the face that you see on every magazine. Be the focus of attention. Be the name that everyone must mention. Come out from the shadows, it's your time. 'Cause tonight is the night for a love scene. You know that this is where you gotta be. It must be your destiny.
So this is the protagonist, this guy here. Yamwatch, or his name is. I think it begins with a Y.
The antagonist.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Okay.
That's in the series. Which I'll get onto next. Oh, I wasn't playing it again.
That's an eyebrow.
This is what you waited for, and it's you that they all adore. So baby, now you feel like number one, shining light for everyone. Living out your
So yeah, so this was released last year, and I've been watching it on Disney Plus. Okay, so I'll put you guys in front. What did you guys reckon to that then?
Looks
There's
weird.
very little to take into.
But I dig it. Like there's some
You dig
cool. I love like Japanese trailer. Like I get this when I watch like Metal Gear Solid trailers. Like they're just edited so strangely. Like it's a very Japanese kind of style. There's some cool creature designs in it. Like I don't know who the characters are. So
Yeah.
I'm not invested in it particularly. But like again, anime visuals are always incredible.
So this is there's a big anime studio, Mappa, and they've took on a lot of things on that at the moment, and so to me this is obviously bringing back my nostalgia as a kid back and finishing the final arc. So I've been looking forward to it. I know the story, I know what happens, but you know.
So for me, I watched that this morning, Simon, because I do my research. I watched that this morning, and then also read up on the series to find out a little bit about it. Now, for me personally, reading up on the series, I was gung ho for this. I thought that would be great. I think that trailer doesn't do it justice at all. It's just lots of heads with mouths moving. It doesn't explain the story.
No dialogue. There's not a word of dialogue.
It doesn't.
It was the very first trailer, and that song, background song, was like the very first song that was like really popular with Bleach.
Yeah,
you know,
but I guess my only problem with the trailer is for someone like yourself who knows it, that would probably get you excited.
Exactly.
For a casual viewer switching that on, it did nothing. Very little for us.
Yeah.
Whereas reading what it's about, I thought, oh yeah, that sounds interesting.
Is the whole thing on Disney Plus, or is it just this final season?
No, they brought the other other seasons out. Yeah,
how long is it?
The seasons. Oof, I don't know. I think
how many episodes of this is it? Because that's one thing about anime is like you hear about like Attack on Titan. You watch Attack on Titan, you go and there's like 300 episodes or something. You know, like
well, when I looked up this, James, I'm sure it said something like there was 16 volumes or something, or 16. It was like,
that's probably 16. That's either 16 half seasons, so 8 seasons, or 16 full seasons.
Yeah. So I know there's 13 episodes in this. In other ones, I would say it's around a lot more, about 13 to 16 episodes, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's different arcs, so they've split it into different arcs. So,
but I guess for me, Simon, and I know Andy's in the chat there, and he's saying Tom swears by anime, and I've heard Tom talk an awful lot about One Piece and some of these other big animes. I guess it's a bit like Marvel Comics. For me now, a lot of these series just feel like they're so far into the story, it's impossible for us to go back and reread it.
That barrier of entry is
a bit like someone picking up. I don't know if they've never read or heard of Spider-Man before, picking up a Spider-Man comic. They must feel that weight of, all those years before, and that's kind of what anime feels like to me at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. It's if you never really experienced the medium.
Sorry, people are asking what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking? If you've never experienced the medium and you've never watched them like me as a kid, then it's hard to get into it, especially One Piece. One Piece is, Jesus, I'm reading the manga at the moment, but we're I think we're at something over 1,000 episodes. Over.
And would you say, like, for Bleach, it's like been consistently good over that entire time, or has it gotten better as it gone on?
No, so what I've found with anime, especially with Bleach and Naruto, there was sections where the manga, the anime caught up with the manga, because usually it gets, manga comes out weekly, and then they'll wait a month and then start doing the anime.
Yeah.
The trouble was the anime caught up that they had to do like side plots
to
which
delay
weren't in the manga.
To
catch it, to give it to wait to catch up.
Yeah.
But Game of Thrones had that problem, didn't it? He never
exactly.
finished.
The Game of Thrones, didn't they?
Yeah. And that happened in Naruto, Bleach, and it happens in a few other ones. Like the one I'll be getting onto next is Attack on Titan, and we've had a 10-year wait for the final arc on that.
Wow.
So yeah. So I mean, this is, how long? Like I said, this finished 2012. So that's been till for the final arc for this.
It's scary when you say like 2012 was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just makes you think
and I've waited that long for this. So that's why I really appreciate it, because it's it's such a long wait. Right, guys. So I want to just involve. So these are the actors. I think this is in, obviously, the.
You need to share it, Simon, mate.
Oh, sorry. So this is the actors for the dub version of Bleach. I don't know who they are. I never know.
So I know Wally Wingers.
Okay.
So he played the Riddler in the Arkham games.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's on my autograph list. Now I'm worried that he'll have a big queue.
Okay. Because he's Renji. Renji's actually one of my favorite characters in Bleach. Because
he's a fantastic voice actor.
So these 6 are what I call the main characters. Yeah. Then there is other characters. There's tons and tons of characters in Bleach, but these are the main 6 characters that it involves and the stories evolve. The main one is Ichigo, and he is the main sort of powerhouse anime character within Bleach. And there's different story arcs around him. So I'm just going to go on to my next slide, guys. So this is the world of Bleach. So like lore, unlike Marvel Universe, I'm trying to explain a bit here, and it looks a bit confusing at first. Okay, so with Bleach, Ichigo forgoes this sort of transformation to become a Shimigami, right? Which is like the Death Reapers sort of thing. Yeah,
like Grim Reapers.
Like the Grim Reapers, type of thing. And he undergoes, and then what we saw in the trailer he was fighting, those are they're like creatures that are like not from hell, but they're like the transformed souls, lost souls, are transformed into these creatures, and and they can attack people. So the Soul Reapers are there to protect one, release souls into either heaven or hell, and 2, to fight these creatures that have sort of turned wrong. So, and they live in a world called Huko So you've got Dangai, which is basically Earth. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have Soul Society, where all the sort of Grim Reapers live, and they have their own it's called Soul Society. So sorry, you've got the world of the living. Sorry, the world of living, which is Earth. Then Dangi is like the gate between the two.
The purgatory.
Yeah. It's not so much purgatory. It's like a hidden gate. Like they have to go through gates to go from one world to the next.
Okay.
So Huko is where these creatures live, and it's all like deserty sort of area. And then you've got Hell, and the manga actually hasn't done it, but the creator was going to do a Hell arc next. So that would be the next guy. Hi guys, thank you for joining. So this is a bit more explaining in Soul Society. So in Soul Society, you've got the Grim Reapers, like what we call, and they are called Gotei 13. So these are the Gotei 13 captains. And let me think what you think of them, Peter.
I mean, the designs are really interesting, aren't they? I like them straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've got some very cool looking designs.
Yeah,
look good.
Yeah. So what the Gotei 13 have is obviously they've got it's a bit like a sort of samurai essence type of Grim Reapers they are. And they all have swords called Zampacto. And these swords, the main story of them is not just killing the creatures and saving the day from souls and helping the real world and Soul Society and the story arc, but the main sort of powerhouse with all these Gotei 13s is their swords transform. So on to my next one. So you have the Zangetsu, which is the normal sealed version sword. Just plain old sword. Then you have what they call a Shikai, right? And they'll transform, and then they'll know the name of their sword. So they've hidden within their soul, and they know the name of the sword, and then their sword will transform from calling out the name. And then they have what we call a Bankai, which is like powerhouse Bankai. And all the captains have Bankais. So and some of them don't get released till later down on the arcs, which it's a really cool sort of concept that the swords transform, have different powers. Like one has ice power, one has lightning, the main captain guy, which we'll get onto next, his is all fire. So but it's a really cool concept. So
very nice.
Any questions on this?
They look familiar. I think I've seen people in cosplays wearing.
Thomas has got a couple of swords next door, but I don't recognize those ones. His are from Sword Art Online. Is that an anime?
That's an anime, Sword Art Online. Yeah. So
is it a video game as well? I assume because it's online.
Don't know.
It's an anime based on the game, I'm pretty sure. But
I'm just going to ask Perpetual Comics. Look, he's got a question for me. Very good. Simon, what would you recommend for someone like me who has never watched anime before? Bear in mind, I have attended span of a door and hate most things. Okay, cool. Perpetual Comics. I would say with anime, it's hard to just start. Like what Peter said, you can't just pick up a Spider-Man comic and then start reading Spider-Man. It's not one of those things. But if we're going to start, I would start easy with Studio Ghibli. Spirited Away, one of the movies, build into it, and it's a nice visually looking anime. As it goes for series wise, I mean, there's plenty on Netflix, but
Pokemon's an easy one. I think that's like an easy watch.
It's
not the whole thing, because when I say Pokemon anime, I literally just mean the first season.
The first seasons.
Just the first 151 Pokemon. That's all that counts.
It doesn't count, though. That's Pokemon fan wouldn't say that.
Nah, there's not. There's 151. And some mystery ones that we never discover.
There's over 3,000 now.
That's
never watched any Pokemon.
Never watched any Pokemon.
It's great, Peter. Give it a go. We'll watch it in the hotel room for celebration.
So, going on to the 1,000 Bleach. So these are the bad guys, and these are Gotei 13 captains. Okay. So they're called the Vizard, I think they're called, and they've got various powers, and they're basically the whole point of this arc is they're attacking Soul Society. So, and they're breaking into Soul Society because and what was revealed recently in one of the episodes is the main captain, which was a massive shot.
Is this a spoiler?
This is a spoiler.
I might watch this, so you're gonna spoil on me.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil it on you.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But watch it anyway. Well,
no, I'm not gonna watch it.
It's amazing.
Now I know what the 13th captain does. So the
13th captain, he's in it all the way through until this last arc. He gets into a battle, and his sword, Bankai Zankai no Tachi, whatever. It's fire, but it's not just any fire. All right, his sword can it can heat the atmosphere, so everything's just like humidity, and it just takes the whole humidity out of everything. That it just burns everything around you, And he's okay because obviously he's holding the sword, so it's a very, very powerful sword, and it's the only issue that he gets is he does die in this arc, and it is on the bottom right there. You see him get slashed. Because he gets tricked, it's not because he's not powerful enough, not because he wasn't the strongest. He basically battles one of the minion guys who was a clone, and then the main guy gets him from behind and slashes him. So he's thinking he's battling the main guy. He's not battling the main guy. If he beats him, melts him to death, think, haha, I've won. I'm like a super captain, and then slash.
Has he only got one arm?
Yeah, they slashed his arm off during the fight. So yeah.
All right.
So that's Bleach. It's going to be finishing soon and this year hopefully, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to the creator actually creating a new arc. So I think he never finished it because he was ill. Like there's a lot of times where manga artists, never finish the arc because they become ill. So
yeah.
Okay, on to the next one, which is because I know Peter, we were, this is Attack on Titan. Does your son know this one?
Yeah, heard of that
heard
one.
of it. Yeah, I mean,
so we're on the final season arc on Attack on Titan as well, and I'm literally just currently watching it. So there will be spoilers in this one as well. Do you guys know or have you read up on Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it. No, I don't know it in depth, but I know it's set in a kind of a world where all of the cities and things are housed around giant walls, a bit like mega cities, I suppose.
Here we go. Here we go. So this is Paradise.
Because there's like giant,
and there's giants, these things called titans that are attacking.
Titans. Yeah. So these titans are like massive titans that are spread and
they're like skinless. They don't have skin, or they inside out.
No, they have skin. They have skin. They just
what's the like? They're kind of like fleshy, aren't they?
That's one of them. That's called the Colossus Titan.
That's just one of them.
That's just one of them who's got that look, and
that's the most popular one, then, is it? Because I see that one everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Perpetual Comics has watched this one, Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on Titan's absolutely amazing, and it's got some of the best fight scenes I've seen. Honestly, so this is called Paradise, and they live behind these various circle walls, which is a very whole society that lives behind the walls, and they don't go beyond the wall except scouts. Sometimes there's these proper professional trained scouts that will go beyond the wall. And then what this is, so there's, they live on here, and then one day, one of the kids, what we call the Colossus Titan, attacks the wall, kicks through the wall, and then breaks through the wall. And I think there's a whole section of the wall where loads of Titans get released into. So that's like the start of season 1. Right. And his mother, he sees his mother gets eaten in half, by this Titan, and it's very brutal. Like these, and they come in and they look really freakish, like really big eyed, like just like big, massive people, basically, just not skinless, but like naked people.
Yeah,
like massive Titans that just pick you up and just eat you. And things. It's quite scary. Yeah. And so they do escape, and they go into the next wall, and and they're able to clear some of it, and that into wall. So Wall Maria gets broken down, and Wall Rose, they go into there, and then obviously it brings it up where he's become a child, and he goes into the corpse, and so the corpse.
Sorry, he's become. Did you say he's become a child?
No, he was a child when that happened.
He was a child.
He was a child, and he sees his mother get eaten by a Titan.
And he wants to fight them, doesn't he?
He wants to fight them and get rid of all the Titans, because he obviously hates them. Because
scouts are the things.
Sorry, does he not become a Titan himself, Simon?
He becomes a Titan himself. So that's
now there's no point in me watching this. That's a big.
I said there would be spoilers.
That sounds like that was shocking at the time
Mr. Keegan.
Release.
It might have been when you were flickering on and off, but he was definitely said at the start there were spoilers.
I did. So he becomes a part of the team. They're in 3 parts. One actually looks after the royal family. Then you have the scouts, which he's a part of. Then you have the one that actually protect the sort of walls.
Simon, I actually played I remember playing a demo for a video game based on this series. Have you played that?
I don't think I have. I've seen it played. Yeah.
I remember there was a lot of jumping, and you shoot.
So they have these belts on them with swords, and then these propelled they do literally grappling hooks type thing.
Yeah, they fling
and they
zip
and they basically grapple hook from one building to another and flip round, and that's how they fly. Because the only way you can kill the Titans is by slashing them on the back of the neck. So what they've learned is
it sounds like Shadow of the Colossus. You know that game?
Yeah, you've got to slash it at the back of the neck, literally pinpoint on the back of the neck where the spine is, and then that will kill the Titan. Good and gone.
Yeah.
And then obviously, then during I think it's season 2, we reveal his name is Eren Yeager, by the way, this hero here. He actually doesn't realize he is a Titan. So there's going on to it. There's a set special amount of Titans. And there's a whole story arc around the Titans. So I'm not going to spoil any more for you, James, because it is absolutely amazing anime to watch.
This is one of them that I've been like, I might try and get on to this.
You need to get on it. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
GP's
I did like the game quite a bit. Like the
GP's just saying on the commentator there's a live action version apparently.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there is
a movie. Is it?
There's 2-part movie of the start where I explain.
Do people like it though? Is it like considered a good?
I don't know, because it's like there's a Bleach one as well. There's a Bleach one.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, there's a Bleach one on Netflix movie, and I don't know how it's like anything. How do they fare up to the actual animes? So I need to give them a watch. Really,
that sounds like a great topic for an episode. Live action adaptations of anime.
Yeah, because I do know that there was one, Death Note. And
I like that movie quite a bit.
The Japanese version was good, and then they tried to do an American version.
No, I like the American one with Willem Dafoe.
You like the American version? I hate it.
I liked it, and then I tried to watch the anime, and I just couldn't get into the anime. But I like
that's where you went wrong. You see,
I know that's blasphemous. And whatever anime fans find this stream in like a week or something, they're gonna hate me, but I don't care. I mean, this is the truth. What can you do about it?
Okay, on to my next slide. So this is Eren Yeager. So in the final arc, he's a lot older. He's obviously realized he's a Titan. With his Titan powers, he does save and fight some of the other Titans. He finds his stepbrother, who is on this Beast Titan, which is in the right-hand top corner. That's his stepbrother. So he finds him, and he's the Beast Titan. And they sort of make a pact, and they find out that there's this whole civilization outside the wall. Like there's other cities and other world which they didn't know about because they've always lived within the wall. And they sent the Titans to kill them. So they sort of hate them. And there's a big plot in the final arc season, where they sort of go in big blimps, and then just they're having a big presentation, and he's sort of become, he's sort of snuck within the city, and then they all become a Titan. He does, and he battles, and he steals a Titan's power to become what I would call the ultimate Titan. And the final arc is he's stolen this power of what they call the Founder Titan, and he's able to eat it. If the way you become the Titan is by having inherit it through blood, and you become one of these special Titans. The other Titans are given; they've been given from blood from the special Titans, and they just turn into these ugly humans that or don't have any control at all.
Simon, why are they attacking? What's the?
It's like a feud on race sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
So it's a bit.
It sounds like there's going to be like a social kind of message in there, thematically, isn't there?
Yeah. It's basically that they've got Titan powers, and there was a war, and these Titans were set out years ago, and I think the history is the king tried to control the Titan power and wipe loads of people out. And the girl who was the founding Titan, he kept using her blood, and it was. And then he created this whole massive civil war. So he basically put them behind a whole wall. What we didn't find, which was a massive surprise at the end, is Eren Yeager, obviously, with having the founding Titan power, can control the other Titans. And he wants to finish the whole other world out there, civilization, for mistreating him and his fellow companions and killing his mother and whatnot. Basically, sort of psychopathic style. Like I would say he's the Thanos figure of this anime.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. And
the designs are very cool, mate, aren't they?
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
they're
designs.
absolutely amazing.
Japanese like artists can do amazing things. Like I know that from playing any like Japanese like a Demon Souls game or Bloodborne.
Yeah, exactly.
Creature designs are always top notch.
They're absolutely awesome. So Eren Yeager becomes this one on the top left. So that's his. You've got obviously the Colossus Titan, the Armor Titan. The Colossus Titan's like a really, really tall one, and he's the one who broke War Maria. There's a hidden actually aspect of it is two of the people that are the scouts, which he thought it was his friends, were actually sort of betraying them and were actually two of the Titans that was sent from the other country. One of them being obviously the Armor Titan, the Colossus Titan, and then you have the female Titan. The three on the left, all of them bar his stepbrother, the Beast Titan, were all sent to try and kill these guys in the war. Anyway, Eren Yeager, so the final season is happening and lots is going on, and he's obviously lots of people die and all sorts, but what is happening is he is able to he like transforms, and he's not this normal Titan, he's this massive big skeleton thing, like massive, and he sets off which we all didn't realize, the whole big wall are Titans, and the whole wall's made up of Titans, like the whole walls. And so they all set free, and they all become these like massive Colossus Titans, and he creates what they call is the rumbling, and they're so big, they just like he sends them on a massive walk to walk all over everyone and kill everyone.
Nice.
So yeah, so moving on to one of the, which is a bit like this. This is very, the first episode of the final. It's part 3 of the final arc is on at the moment. It's on Crunchyroll, and this is called the Rumblings. This is what it looks like. So this actually happens in the scene where the two kids are trying to escape and they just get trampled, and it's quite shocking and everything. It's I'm going to show you a trailer next of what happens, and Hanji, who's been throughout, who's like one of the captain leads, she's trying to help a part of the team get away on a plane so that they can fight Eren and catch up to him, because this rumbling's been going on and they have to sort of catch up to him to sort of stop him, because he's just trying to annihilate the whole world outside the wall. And so they think that's wrong, that even though they don't want to do a Thanos and annihilate everyone. So this is a little trailer of Hanji, and it's quite dramatic, because she does sort of die at the end. So yeah, they're trying to get away on a plane there. And these are like Colossus Titans, and there she is slashing him on the back. But she's burning up because these Titans produce so much steam, and the steam is so hot that it like burns her up. So she's trying to kill as many as possible to save the other team, but in the process she's burning up and sort of dying her death. So yeah, it was quite a dramatic death scene that happened in the very first episode of the final arc. So, a big death scene there. So yeah, spoilers, but it was pretty cool to watch.
I like the animation style. I think again, not to sound like an old fart, I would probably want to try and catch a movie version of this an hour and a half of my life. Do you know what I mean? Rather than trying to backdate.
I'm on the same page. Literally, you would have to spend like a week.
But then would it not be like what James has done? He's watched, he's watched the American version, and then he's not watched the anime. And would you appreciate the characters as much?
I tried watching the anime.
Yeah,
and I just didn't. I couldn't.
You just didn't. Okay.
I got 2 episodes.
Don't get us wrong, Simon. If I jumped on this at the start and wasn't, you know, an adult with work and commitments and all that kind of stuff, I would have watched it and go back on it. But the thought of trying to backdate it now, along with everything else I do, is too much.
Yeah.
So it might, if it's one of those kind of series, is that you can jump on without necessarily knowing or watching all of the previous
the previous characters. Yeah.
I mean, you've given a really good kind of rundown there, so I probably could pick it up now. I guess.
Probably could from the first episode, and you'd binge watch it. You'd get through them. Yeah. So I think it's only 4 seasons. Only 4 seasons.
No, that's not bad.
So
how many episodes a season?
I don't know. I'll have to check that. I can't remember how many episodes on the top of my head. So this is chapter 4. So sorry, chapter 4 of season 2. So there's actually different seasons. There's 4 chapters of the seasons. I think there'll be about 14, 16 again, something like that. You know.
It must be popular because as you were playing the trailer there, I'm sorry, I don't know if I switched my mic off or not.
Yeah.
But I'd sent an SOS for more drink. So my son came in, and as soon as he saw it, he was like, "Oh, you're watching Attack on Titan." So,
He finally cares about what you do.
Well, that you see, it's interesting. There's loads of anime fans there, and this one I think is a good one to pick up. It's a good one to watch.
I mean, it's huge. Like we go to Comic Cons, 90% of the cosplays are anime based. You know.
Yeah.
Completely agree, James. In fact, what I would say, particularly for a lot of the cons that I go to, I know the ones you guys go to as well, it's predominantly, I'm picking numbers out of my head here, but 80% anime stuff and 20% comic American style comic stuff.
That's absolutely accurate. Like the other 20% is games and movies and comics, TV shows put together. Like anime is the rest of it. Like it's insane.
I mean, anime, it's so big. It is, and honestly, like I said, but there's different people pick up different animes at different times in their lives, because obviously you were into Pokemon. I picked up anime as a youngster, and then I'm still picking up anime. And obviously your son Peter has picked up, he knows Attack on Titan, he knows Demon Slayer, and they're the new versions of Naruto and Bleach of what I watched years ago. So, they have what we call usually the top 3 of anime. So the top 3 when I was watching was One Piece, Bleach, and obviously Naruto.
Yeah.
And now we're moving My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
So they are the top 3 of different eras of watching anime. Okay, so doing it again. Okay, so just a little announcement. I'm not into it, but it's where we're going to start in the gaming section. Apparently Fortnite, if anyone is into Fortnite, Attack on Titan, because the last arc is on there. Fortnite's known to do this with Marvel and everything. You can be Eren Yeager and purchase. There's a crossover, Attack on Titan crossover with Fortnite. So, okay, Peter, we are on to the gaming section. Woohoo!
Am I chairing the gaming section? Am I?
Yeah,
you're in charge.
James, you're going to endorse yourself into gaming.
I'm taking
now.
comics. You take this.
So onto the gaming section. So it's only a short section, and we've only got 3. I went a bit too long on the anime section, but I wanted to explain it. So the first thing is my friend mentioned this, and he's purchased it. I need to purchase this, but I did play the very first one. This is called The Sons of Forest.
So brace yourself, gentlemen. I've played this game. It's very good.
Really? Because I haven't. You should read this section.
So my son was watching Daz. Daz Reacts. Plays Sons of the Forest. So we got it a couple of days ago, and it's really good.
It's really good. Yeah. So I played The Forest, which was the very first one. And you basically, I don't know where this one falls off, but in The Forest, you like crashed on a plane. And
man down.
Apologies, guys. That's what happens when you're using your phone. I can't wait to see the rewind on that.
That's great.
I'm trying to get my bloody computer working.
Perhaps James switch to water now. All right, put those cans away.
My phone's in a precarious thing because otherwise.
No, so this starts off, Simon. I think I was in a helicopter, not an airplane.
Okay.
Crashing in the sea next to the island. But it's got the bit I like best is there's a guy in it called Calvin, I want to say.
Okay.
Who's kind of one of the NPCs that you can direct to pick up wood and build houses and stuff.
So
and
on the first one, Peter, there was no NCPs. So this one has NCPs. I know there's characters that help you, and I think you know.
Peter, quick one for you. Do you know what an NPC is?
Non-playable character. Fuck you, Keegan.
Oh, that's great. That is.
But I tell you, because it is very
I was
atmospheric.
50-50. I didn't
like
know
that,
if you get that,
but I went exploring. My son was playing with us, and you get to this scene where there's kind of like a campsite, and there's a guy attacks you with an outboard mortar.
Yeah,
and you're like a thing. And
so
there's
they're called. They're like
very
cannibals. Good. So throughout of the forest and wherever this one's set in the forest as well, there's cannibals that attack you. So what I like about it is what they're a bit like all my favorite games. They're crafting games, a bit like, and you go collect wood, you build your base, you need
like
food
Ark.
to survive.
Ark is one I played.
Yeah, like Ark. Ark was one of my very favorite games. Me and my friend.
So is this more like a realistic version of that? Or is this kind of like
it's very similar, to be honest. It's the same
very
kind
similar.
of mechanics, James, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not dinosaurs in it like Ark, but there's cannibals instead.
Well, you say that there is some weird creatures.
You can hack up the character. You can catch rabbits and normal food and get normal food, or you can actually hack up the cannibals and eat them yourself. Like cook the cannibals on the fire.
Okay,
it's really and they'll you build like a whole wall and the cannibals will get in somehow. They'll just they attack you at night and things like that. And there's like proper like vicious cannibals as well. So it's quite, you're defending yourself and you go in caves and you find the story and collect more stuff. But anyway, what I wanted to mention, when it first released, it crashed Steam. So there were so many people wanted to play it and it was one of the games that crashed Steam.
I seem to remember it being relatively cheap as well. It wasn't a lot of money, this game.
No, I think it was only like £20 or something. So yeah, it's not. The games on Steam are fairly cheap. I play a lot of games on Steam. So.
Yeah, a lot of them are like finished. You're buying like a half-made version of it, and it will just continue as it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so here's a scene of it. So you get like you sat nav there, and you can get axes, and there's a cannibal. That's what they look like. So yeah, it's a really cool game. I would recommend everyone to go play it. I'm going to be buying this one because I've played The Forest and I absolutely loved it. So, and these are my type of games: Ark Survival, anything like this. There's Rust out there. Rust is a bit different. It's mainly PvP, but I love these games. I love
Daisy. Is that one you played?
Daisy, my friend plays that a lot. I've played it. I'm not into Daisy as much, but I do love them because I love the aspect. I can spend hours just crafting and just collecting. That's what I love.
I love the idea of it more than I did like actually playing it. Unfortunately, but yeah, it's cool. It's a cool idea. Lots of great YouTube videos I watched about it. Anyway.
Fuzzy's just asking, is it anime? No, we've finished the anime section now, Fuzzy. I'm doing gaming, comics, and K drama. So
Fuzzy.
This is just a normal game section. So we'll finish the anime.
Charming.
Okay, so on to the next game, Jedi Survivor. So I'm gonna play a trailer and see what we think to it. What I've just found out though, they're recommending to what we mentioned on your stream, I think, Peter, about a lot of these games nowadays, especially Star Wars, like you need to have sometimes read something else or watch something else to understand.
I don't think you need to, but it'll expand on.
They're recommending read this book.
Well, of course they are. They want you to buy it because
Battle Scars. And if you pre-purchase, you get these other cosmetics you get. And I think it's going to be released April now. Is it, James?
Yeah, it was pushed. It was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be.
I think it's supposed to be out by now. I think actually
it should have been out by now. Yeah, it should have been out. It was December, then it got pushed back to March. Now it's got pushed back to April.
I think it's 29th or something like that. It's the end of the next month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this book. I have this pre-ordered on Audible.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you ever listened to Star Wars audiobooks.
No, I haven't actually.
So there's like sound effects. The narrator does voices.
Okay. So what, you're gonna get battle scars on the?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine like they might even get the voice actors like in to do the characters.
To do it.
Yeah, it's incredible production value.
So Perpetual Comics, he's asking, is Steam a gaming machine? Can someone answer my goddamn question? Steam is a platform, PC platform where you buy and purchase games. So
it's like a store.
It's like a store, bit like your app store kind of thing, but for games and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you do you have this pre-ordered, Simon?
I don't have it pre-ordered. I don't pre-order a lot nowadays.
I saw some gameplay with the Obi-Wan costume, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I might pre-order this now because it's like a proper.
Just to get the cosmetics.
Because I that might be the only like actual Jedi robe outfit in the whole game, so I'll just get it for that. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So I want to play a bit of the trailer.
Simon, have you seen this?
I've seen
Simon,
this.
not Simon. Peter.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I'm just struck at how much he looks a bit like me. If I grow my beard,
He does. Yeah, back in your day.
What?
Back in your day. So anyway, guys, so let's watch this. I'm going to try and pause it again, so we'll see if it demonetizes me from pausing it. We'll see, because we've got to react. Like, there's tons of reaction videos of these, so I don't understand why.
Fair use. Lucasfilm, come at us.
Yeah. So tell me when you want to pause or at a section.
The order is gone. I was betrayed by the one I trusted most.
Now, I don't know who this guy is, James. Do you know it? Was it released?
You just paused that on his jump, didn't you? You paused it to look at his ghoulies.
He is a new character for this game, so I assume he's down for this anyway.
He's the antenna.
I think there's the original trailer for this game. It's like a kind of a ruins, and you find him in the back to tank. So I'm assuming he's like a High Republic era, like Jedi or something like that.
Yeah,
like he's from a few that like 100 or 1,000 years ago at least.
Okay,
like an ancient character. Yeah, excited.
Right, I'll keep going anyway. We'll see. Let's all take it in.
I will not be imprisoned again.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire.
So I thought, so she's back in it, and it's very interesting. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. He's still got his robot with him and everything like that. What's the robot called?
BD8.
BD8. That's it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for a life-size.
A life-size version.
I will buy that.
I wouldn't mind them doing a BD8 at the Droid depot.
Yeah. I was surprised there wasn't one there, to be honest, because I know he's very popular.
Yeah.
There is one. There's a Hot Toy one.
Is there?
In like a 3-pack or something.
Oh, that 3-pack.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be talking about it tomorrow, I'd imagine.
I don't know if it's on the list.
I didn't.
Throw it in there. Maybe I want to gush.
Get it in there. Right, let's keep going then. Some of these graphics. These are amazing. This
is something I'm excited about, like the
riding creatures
with the animals. Because in the first game, you just kill every creature you come across.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's not very Jedi kind of thing. So being more in one with nature, I think, is kind of fitting to the themes of that. But also, like, it kind of implies to me that the worlds, like every planet's almost going to be a mini open world.
Yeah.
If you need these creatures to traverse it, like.
Yeah.
Jedi.
Now these are like bounty hunter guys. I think they're not a part of what's the word?
No, they're bounty hunters.
They are bounty hunters. Yeah. Because in the first one, it was what do you call the Darth Vader? Inquisitors. So.
Inquisitors as well.
The first one was Inquisitors.
No, Inquisitors you'd recognize immediately. Like they're in black leather, have armor and stuff. Yeah.
And
this one though,
our friend here. Why?
So you want to pause?
Mm-hmm.
There's speculation that have you ever seen the 2D Clone Wars cartoon?
Yes.
So there's like a creature in that where it's sort of like one of the main villains, I think, in the first kind of arc of that, where like if you cut him in half, he'll just reattach and things.
Okay.
Really like scary kind of villain. people think that this is like from the same species. So like there'll be moments where you cut him in half and he'll just
reattach himself.
You actually can't like properly kill him. You have to like just trap him some way or like just eviscerate him completely. So people are kind of excited to see like this character like gameplay wise in the boss fight.
He kind of looks the face to me, same as species as Cad Bane.
I don't know. I would say more.
Cad Bane's got like bug type eyes, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's got the red eyes. If you look, he's got like.
I thought Cad Bane's were like bee eyes.
Yeah, Cad Bane's Durin.
Yeah. Okay. I
think Durin is what they call him. Yeah.
His kind are supposed to be dead. Here we go.
I'm happy double.
Here we go. This looks. What are those creatures called again from Empire Strikes Back?
A Wampa. A forest Wampa. Yeah.
Oh, skipping it.
The second time
after I know it's right near this thing.
The Empire has only grown stronger. Explode.
Now I think that's what is happening in the first game. That guy and I think there's a girl in it actually help you in the game.
Yeah, there might be like NPCs like that come along.
Yeah, I think that where the first game, a bit like the Forest, that the NPCs help you in and especially in this game.
In the first game, I don't remember. Is there? I'm trying to think now. Is there like a person you're with at any point in that game that like helps out, like an AI? I thought it was
just a robot.
Just the robot, isn't it? Like, so
I didn't complete it, mind. I've only got about 3/4 of the way through.
I'm fairly certain you're on your own, except for maybe the girl helps during one of the boss fights.
Yeah.
When you're fighting the Dark Jedi, I think.
I've skipped by accident, guys. So anyway, we'll finish that so I don't get too.
It does look very cool, mind.
It does look absolutely amazing.
I'm absolutely stoked. Like I'm happy that like Harry Potter came out and can kind of enjoy that for a month or so, and then Star Wars, amazing. So it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you told me this one, James. This is added on to my slide straight.
I thought this would be one, Peter. Be kind of interested.
Yeah, I haven't seen this, James. I'm excited.
This is called RoboCop Rogue City. So it's by the developer has kind of an interesting history. I can't remember the name of them, but they made like this notoriously bad Rambo game, like where it's on rails and it was like really rushed and like people hated it, like everyone hated it. But they kind of redeemed themselves with like they did a Terminator game 3 or 4 years ago, a multiplayer kind of survival game, and everyone loved it. Like a lot of people consider it like a really good representation of that franchise. So this is the next license that they're gonna gotten. So it's a first person. I'm pretty sure it's linear, like just first person kind of shooter game, but you can like give people parking tickets and things like that. Peter Weller's back for the exactly. Like there's a lot of Peter Weller's back. I tell you, I'd buy this for $1.
I'd buy. What platform is this on then?
I think it's on everything. It's PC.
You think it's on everything? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. But it looks pretty cool. Like it's not like a big budget game. Like visually, it looks nice, but you can tell from the gameplay it's a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
But I think it, like if you're a RoboCop fan,
do you know what? I think you need to base your games on age, I guess, because Jedi Survivor for me, I love, but I cannot be chewed with learning lots of different combinations and things to get it to do the fancy moves. Whereas this looks like I press the button and shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I mean, different people like different game speed. Like some people like just one linear game where the story just takes them through and it's easy to play. I mean, one of the games I absolutely love is BioShock because that's quite linear and you can still do stuff and it's amazing. Okay, so this is the gaming section all finished. Well, hey. So now we're on to let's read some comics. So what I'm going to do is announce Peter first, and then myself, and then see what James has got, and we're going to just cover what comics we've had recently. So and then why we bought them and what they're about. So you're first up, Peter, and you sent me these two. So tell me a bit about these.
Cool. So I mean, before we do that, just to let you know, I have picked up some anime. I picked up a while ago, but I've not read it yet. I've got that.
There's a Maki. Okay, cool.
Yeah, which is a horror based.
That's on Netflix at the moment. Junji Ito. It's horror based. The mini series. They're very short. They're all horror. So.
Well, that's So I like my horror comics. So this is a collection of small horror comics, basically.
They're really good, really good.
So these are basically just a couple of comics that I've read this week. Blood Tree by Image is a really interesting one. I read issue 1. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue, but I picked this one up and I'm glad I did. This is basically about a serial killer who keeps murdering people and then posing them with real feather wings attached to the backs, angel wings. First issue didn't necessarily blow us away, but I gave this one a chance and had another read of it. And I'm pleased I did because it was really interesting. You basically find out that the killer is he's finding certainly in this issue, he's finding criminals. So he finds a guy who's assaulting a woman in a park, kills that guy, and then goes back to the guy's house and basically says, the sins of the father affect everybody. So he kills everybody in the family and pins them to the tree outside with these wings on.
Sorry, is he a religious killer then?
That's how it's starting to be framed. Yeah, he works in a church and stuff like that. The reason I'm mentioning it is because I read this and I thought very much this would make an excellent movie. It would make, like Kiss the Girls, that kind of universe. Is it Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman things? Can't remember. Anyway, but kind of crime drama kind of movie. So I think that would be a really good one. Really enjoyed that. Worth picking up. Oh dear me. X-Men. So X-Men at the moment X-Men for a while has been a load of crap. This is the current kind of crossover Sins of Sinister, which is set, I think it's 10 years, 100 years, and 1,000 years in the future. And each kind of spin-off series has got a different kind of theme to it, a different way around it. This one's really good. I wasn't expecting to particularly enjoy this, but it's really good. And this is basically set, I think it's 100 years in the future. Okay. And it's where a load of Sinister's genetic experiments have split off and are trying to stop them. And basically what you've got is gene-spliced heroes in X-Men. So the main character in this is X-23, who's spliced with Nightcrawler. Okay. So, and then you've got all kinds of, you've got Banshee spliced with a Ghost Rider. There's a brilliant scene where the spaceship's flying through space, and you see that the engines are actually an X-Men character called Chamber. So they've got him strapped to the back of the spaceship, and he's the propulsion engine. This one really did jump out because it's got Thor, who's my favorite character in, and it's just phenomenal. So there's some superb action scenes done in 1 or 2 panels where they basically destroy Asgard. They take Thor's arm off. So X-23 slices his arm off and takes the hammer. There's an excellent scene where they kill all of I always pronounce it wrong. I don't know if it's shy alien race by basically cloning Professor X. And I can't remember what the character's name, but there's a brain, like one of the telepath brains. So they've got thousands of the brains floating in orbit over the planet, telling everybody on the planet that everybody's out to get them. So the planet basically kills itself. They all attack each other and murder each other. So out of all of the Sins of Sinister kind of small kind of storylines, this is probably the one I'm enjoying the most because it's just interesting. So that's Nightcrawler's issue 2. It was really, really worth a read.
Peter. So is it Andy Perpetua Comics, isn't it?
Yeah.
He says that the tree's actual called Blood Tree in Africa. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think you're right, Andy. It's definitely kind of leading to some kind of spiritual or religious kind of final, I think.
Okay, cool.
Fuzzy's and just saying there as well that those movies I was on about, Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider. Yeah, that's it, Fuzzy. That's the ones I was thinking of, mate.
Yeah, awesome. And then you've also got these 2.
Oh dear, Amazing Spider-Man 21, utter dog shit.
Okay.
I mean, Christ, I haven't read Spider-Man for a while, but now that I've, because of the guys in the Killer Comics show, now that I've kind of got into reading weekly comics again, and I'm reading a lot of them, I've picked this back up, and it's just absolute dire. So this is picking up the storyline. Basically, Peter and MJ had a time jump. I think it was 6 months or something like that, where everybody hated Peter Parker, Spider-Man, sorry, and MJ was married with kids, I believe. And this is now finally revealing the story of what happened, and it's just tripe. It doesn't do it for me at all, I have to say. Okay. X-23 Deadly Regenesis issue number 1. This is a kind of a solo outing for X-23, and this was a really, really interesting story.
See, I've got X-23, the very first X-23 comics. I absolutely love them. When she, how she became X-23, and then I did started following her from, is it not Young Avengers, the what's the
NYX?
New X-Men,
This kind of picks up after that, Simon. So she's left the rest of the mutants on Krakoa, and there's a storyline where basically she's rescuing some people from a burning building, helping the firemen, and it's kind of her trying to reestablish whether she's a hero, what she does in life, as it were. But the backside story to all of this is the people who created her spot her on the news, and then they send off this impressive, I can't remember his name, this impressive looking assassin basically to find her and kill her. So yeah, it was really good read. I really enjoyed that.
They're still after her all these years, even though she's been with the X-Men and
just jumping back to Spider-Man, because I know there's a lot of Spider-Man books out there. What I would say is the core title I don't enjoy, but some of the spin-offs have been really good. Excuse me. So I picked up Hallows Eve, which was a really good story. That's well worth a read. And also Red Goblin, which tells the story of little Normie Osborn and his symbiote, whatever. And that was quite interesting as well. Golden Goblin, which is Norman Osborn, was Utakak as well. So there are some decent ones out there. But yeah, they're just 4 of the reads I've read this
recently.
Week.
Picked up. Okay, I'll go on to what I picked up then. I've read a couple of them, but some of them I haven't because I just got them for the covers. Because it's my favorite artist. So first one I did read, which is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I actually really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed reading this.
Is this spurred on by the recent cartoon?
No, I bought this. I knew it was coming on to Disney Plus series because it's done really well, actually, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So
I think so. Yeah, people like it.
Yeah, people love it, and I really enjoy it, and so I really enjoyed the comic as well. So
this is sorry, Simon, not this issue, but our first appearance issue. I think it is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue 1. I can't remember, but our first appearance is definitely one to try and pick up.
Yeah,
I think she's going to be a big character.
Yeah, she will be. Yeah. She's like the smart sort of techno Iron Man, isn't she?
Yeah.
So and then I picked up this one because we mentioned about Tomb Raider ages ago and how it might be coming back with Amazon buying all the rights.
A Tomb Raider cinematic universe, I believe, is what they're going.
It is. But I absolutely love, obviously, Michael Turner stuff. He's one of my favorite artists. I've got tattoos of him, everything. And
you've got tattoos of Michael Turner.
No, his art, not of Michael Turner, of his art.
That would be weird.
Yeah, it would be. One of them I have got is just some random blokes. I've got Witchblade on my arm here. I've got Fathom, and so Witchblade is a part of this. Witchblade, have you ever read or know the story of Witchblade, Peter?
I've read some of it, and I watched a little bit of the TV show, which wasn't that good. But I'm not massively into it.
Not massive. He actually drew her when like the very first episode, like very first issue of Witchblade. So Michael Turner was involved. He's passed now, obviously. That's why his comics are quite rare and to get signed ones. He used to work for Top Cow, and he created obviously Witchblade, and then he did a crossover with Tomb Raider, and then I've got the back over here, Fathom, which I've mentioned to you about, Fathom issue 12. Witchblade I absolutely love. She's like a cop detective, a bit like the Flash type thing, and her power is a symbiote as well. And it was created by the Darkness and Angelica, I think it is. It's like a split between the both of them, like dark and light, and she's got this symbiote from them. And and because I love the Darkness as well, I've got his comics, and so I think he's great.
The comic series, The Darkness.
Yeah.
I love that.
I absolutely love him.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because he's a gang. I play the games as well. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing.
As well.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, so I absolutely love the Darkness. I'll cover that on another episode. So I picked those up. So and then I bought, obviously because I love him, Scott Campbell, 2 Scott Campbells. So we've got Mystique here and Spider-Man 2099 because I know he's coming out soon.
this 29 one.
You have this 29. So I didn't realize when I bought this, it's a part of a 3-issue combination cover, variant covers.
All right.
Okay.
So if you get, I think there's Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man, and yeah, you literally put them. Yeah, they're absolutely gold. Honestly, Andy, absolutely gold. I absolutely love them Witchblade covers, and Fathom covers. I've got all the Fathom, a lot of Witchblade and Darkness. That's what I started with, Peter, collecting comics. When I went into my first comic shop, I was at college because when I was younger, I collected Dandy and Beano, and then they all got binned because they all rotted away in the garage. Which is a shame. But what got me into comics is I walked in the comic shop and I was like, well, where do you start? Obviously, I used to watch the animated Spider-Man and I watched Batman, but there's so much out there. Where do you start? A bit like anime. So I was ruggling through, as you do in the boxes, and I come across Fathom, Michael Turner's Fathom. And then I did pick up Spawn comic, but I didn't go down the road of Spawn comics. And then the Darkness and Witchblade, and I just absolutely fell in love with Michael Turner's art style, and that's what got me into comics and comic collecting.
The story there, just to kind of to summarize, is you went into the shop, looked through some boxes, found a picture of a semi-naked woman, and bought that. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, got you.
Sounds perfectly in character, I think.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around the bush here, Peter.
Anyway, so so I picked these up, which are really nice Campbell versions. I think there's a White Queen other cover version I need to get from the Mystique one, but I'm really happy with these.
I tell you what I love about that Mystique one. I mean, I love, his artwork is stunning. It always is.
Every time.
That image of Mystique is stunning. But I love the effect on the X as well of the Mystique skin kind of moving. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's the skin move that she does in the movies to transform.
Yeah.
Gene.
It looks.
Awesome. I think that looks great.
Yeah.
Unless it's Beast who's been skinned and it's a rope.
Yeah. But I can't. I think the White Queen obviously got diamonds on the X, so which will be quite cool to have both of them. And I'd like to get the other variants with the Spider-Man 2099, and obviously we know he's going to be in the next Spider-Man Dimension.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. He's going to be the bad guy though, and in this.
He's not going to be the bad guy.
He's not going to be the bad guy.
They're going to
because in the comic,
and then they're going to be mates. Like that.
He's a good guy comic, in this, and it's like okay,
it's, even like remember at the end of the last one, he was like kind of a whimsical, like funny, and he goes into the 60s universe. It's just going to be for a bit of the first movie, like.
Yeah, absolutely stunning character design as well. I love that costume. I've got the
fantastic
the hot toy version of Spider-Man 2099. I love it, but I just love the black and red. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you can guarantee with Campbell, like anything he draws is going to go up in value. It's weird, literally. I mean, I picked these up on eBay quite cheap. Some of the other ones that I want, and CGC ones, are just a lot of money. So. Right, James. I haven't got. We're going to go on to K-dramas next.
Before,
have you got anything?
I did. I haven't read it yet because it's not arrived yet. But I have ordered a comic book. I got the first 2 volumes of. It's called Scooby Apocalypse. Have you heard of this? So it's by
Scooby Doo. We'll talk Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's Scooby Doo Apocalypse.
Yeah,
zombies.
It's called Scooby Apocalypse, and it's like it's Jim Lee and Alex Sinclair do the art for it. But it's a
Jim.
So it's a. I just stumbled on this the other day, and I was like, I have to read this. Like, this sounds amazing. It's like a mature version of Scooby Doo, but it's in like an apocalyptic setting, and it's like them similar, like Mad Max meets Scooby Doo, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. I have to give this a go. I think they fight like infected.
It's not going to be like the Super Shaggy that everyone's always talking about.
No, Super Saiyan Shaggy. Nah.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of like decked out like Ghostbusters almost. Like it looks really.
Okay.
It was. Cool. I saw a picture and I was like, "What's this?" And I clicked in and I was like, "Scooby Apocalypse." And I was like,
"I'm sure I've seen the images of that actually."
Yeah, it looks really cool. So like, I've been in a bit of a Scooby Doo buzz lately for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Some nostalgia, so I just picked.
Did you watch the new animated where he's a puppy, the film?
Oh. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Scoob.
The new which?
Scoob.
Scoobs. Is it not the one where he's got like
3D
Birdman, the blue Birdmans in it and things as well? Is that one?
Yeah, the Blue Falcon. I'm not really a fan of when they do art style, like the arts, unless it's live action. If the art style isn't like close to that 60s version, you know.
Okay.
Like I like when it's like.
But you are buying the one with them with the Ghostbusters outfits on.
Yeah, because this is well, they're not wearing Ghostbusters outfits.
Well,
they're Mad Max style.
While we're on the Scooby Doo, before I get onto K-dramas, what were your thoughts?
To hear where you're gonna go.
Yeah, you know where I'm gonna go. What's everyone? Oh, it's fallen again. What's everyone's thoughts on the controversy of the new Velma?
Peter, did you watch all of it?
Nah, not seen it.
Did you watch any of it?
I've not seen it, and I have to say, from what I've heard, it doesn't appeal in the slightest. So it's probably the one I'm going to miss, to be honest.
Did it get a 1 star from Rotten Tomatoes?
It has it's tied with Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's the lowest rate.
The worst thing I ever made. Like,
yeah.
Listen, I watched it. I watched all of it. For some reason, I haven't watched Andor yet, but I made.
But you watched Velma.
I made it for Velma.
Okay.
I love the idea of like a mature, like an adult version of a Scooby-Doo cartoon, but watching it feels like there. And I watched it kind of out of morbid curiosity, but it felt like there was like almost a disdain for Scooby-Doo and for the people that like Scooby-Doo, like in the writing of the show and the type of jokes that they're making. I know like the word woke is thrown around quite a lot, and I think it's like often in kind of a mean context, I guess, but it's like trying too hard, like without any purpose, you know, like they've just changed all the characters, but it doesn't feel like it's for any reason or to do an interesting thing with that. And the characters, like, you know, not just with the racial changes or, you know, sexuality changes or anything, just don't feel like they are those characters at all. They don't have any of those traits. Like they might have a couple of costume kind of similarities, but other than that, like they're unrecognizable.
I mean, I think the thing for me, regardless of all of the gender swaps and all that kind of stuff, because that's fine. From what I've heard, is it's just not a good show. Do you know what I mean?
It's just mean-spirited, and a lot of it is, hey, you know, when shows do this and then doing that and not doing anything interesting with that.
But they tried that.
I still watched all of it. Like I don't know why. They tried
that with the Thundercats, didn't they? That new weird art style, and everyone it got axed straight away.
Yeah,
everyone's like, "What are you doing with Thundercats?"
Yeah, so it was trying to be like Harley Quinn is for DC with that show. Yeah, for Scooby-Doo, but without any reverence. Like you watch Harley Quinn, you can tell it's by people who like DC, who love Batman, who love. You know, there's a lot of Batman the animated series kind of influence and references in that. Whereas this feels like it's by people who hate Scooby-Doo and who hate people who watch cartoons and who love Scooby-Doo as a kid. You know, it's a strange one. Like, and they're doing a season 2. I don't think they understand. Yeah, they don't understand that people just hate
lowest rating. They've got season 2.
I'm surprised they're getting a season 2, man.
I mean, we'll see if they introduce. Like, I think there's like some good things. I think the voice cast is actually quite good. I think.
Is Scooby even in it?
No, he's not in it at all. Yeah.
Oh well, there we go then. No Scooby in it.
We'll see potential. Like there is sort of, they set up a thing that you could like with brain swapping, where it's like, they'll put a brain in a dog, and that's going to be Scooby. Like maybe we'll see. But I love the idea, but it's just not well executed. Thank you for letting me rant for 5 minutes.
That's all right. That's all right.
I remember we talked about it a little while ago, and Charlie from the Killer Comic Show, he said he quite enjoyed it. I think he left. I think he lost faith near the end, didn't he? I think Charlie said, but the first few episodes, he said he was quite enjoying.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys, so we're going to go into K-dramas, or as they call, Korean series, as I call it. I like watching a lot of Korean series, and horrors are my main ones. I love the horror type ones. I do like the detective ones. There's some really good ones on Netflix nowadays. So what are your thoughts, and what have you guys watched? Nothing. You're not into it?
I don't think so. I don't think I've watched it even. Squid Games, I know everybody was talking about. I'm not getting around to that yet. I know that was very popular.
Okay, so going on to Squid Games.
Well, before that, I've watched a few. I love South Korean movies. Actually,
You do?
yeah, I do. Parasite in particular is one like I thought was amazing. Like I really
That is really good. Yeah. So
Is that the
it's not
same as the anime?
It's not the same as the anime. No, it's completely different. But it's
No,
called Parasite still.
Yeah, it's like South Korean stuff, and like I think Squid Game and Parasite kind of show this. And they have like this odd kind of morbid sense of humor to them that I absolutely love, and I love how kind of dark they can get. Like I've kind of like gone down that rabbit hole a little bit. So yeah, I'm a big fan of kind of South Korean productions.
So okay, Peter, have you watched Squid Game?
No.
No.
No, I've seen scenes from it.
You've seen scenes, yeah.
I'm not getting around to it yet. No.
So obviously we know there's an announcement. There's no actual full trailer yet of Squid Games 2. I'm looking forward to it because I watch Squid Games. I watch a lot of Korean horror and series, but I don't mind subs, you see, and watching Korean subs and things like that. Because obviously watching anime, and there's some absolutely amazing ones out there. So
yeah, I think Squid Game is one of those like rare examples of something where it's like it becomes so popular because it's that good. Like everybody was talking about it because it was genuinely amazing. I think that is probably one of the best single seasons of television ever made. Like
how many episodes is it?
It's only 6, I think, or something. It's not that long, but like it's so tense and
I might watch that. Would you recommend watching the subbed or the dubbed version?
Oh, I don't watch dubbed. Watch it with subtitles.
Yeah, we always watch subs.
Yeah. Like
it's sometimes
so great in it.
I'm quite. Well, I was going to say, don't want to say anything to upset me wife, but she doesn't watch my stuff, so she'll not watch this. I'm okay at reading subs, but my wife's not. So whenever we're watching anything with subtitles, I've literally got to read it out loud. So it becomes very distracting to watch the thing. So I think that's probably why we've kept away from this. But I might sneakily watch it when she's not around.
So you could watch it. You could. So I remember because I watched the first episode with my sister because we heard everybody talk about it. She's like over visiting, and then we watched it dubbed because she doesn't like subtitles. Yeah. And I was like, oof. But then like I don't think I ever actually went back and watched the first episode with the subtitles instead. But like you'll still enjoy it, I think.
I just want to answer Peter's question. Andy, sorry. K-drama stands for Korean dramas. So, and you'll see them all over Netflix nowadays.
But is that Korean dramas or just Korean?
Well, I need to research this more. But when I was searching,
because like Squid Game
didn't come up Korean really series. They call them K-dramas. That's what they call it. And they cover
Parasite's sort of a thriller.
It is, yeah.
Squid Game is basically a horror, like it's close.
Yeah,
it is. And the next one we're going to be talking about is a horror as well, which I absolutely love. I've watched it 3 times now, and it's
why I was lying to you. I have watched some of that. I've not watched it all, but I've watched some when Thomas was watching it, and I watched the trailer for this.
Here's some that Fuzzy's mentioned: Parasite, Train to Busan, and
Train to Busan is amazing. I love that
so, Peter, Train to Busan is a zombie because this is what the Koreans are really good. They've done a couple of and the one I'm going to get onto next, zombie movies, which are absolutely amazing. One of them being Train to Busan, which is basically zombies on a train.
I was going to say, I think I've seen some of that as well.
Yeah,
I think I might have seen some clips.
Oh boy, that's surely what you've seen, Peter. You've not seen Peter.
Why do you think I would have seen Old Boy, James?
I thought you were a cultured man.
Old Boy's a classic, Peter, but it's very disturbing.
Fantastic. I saw that in cinema. It's
made
weird,
westernized.
It's out there, like the end.
Is that the one where he's climbing into a suitcase in a field?
No, he's getting out of the grave.
Oh no, not seen that.
He gets out of the grave. Is it a grave or a box or something? What was it?
It's a story where they basically lock this guy into an apartment room for so many years.
20 years or something. And then
because of what he did when he was young.
Well, then.
I'm not.
But don't spoil it because I'll go and watch it.
You literally were just about to spoil it. Like
I didn't spoil it though. I did spoil it.
But you were just about to.
I just I didn't spoil it.
It's
we'll let Peter watch that one. It's really good, Old Boy.
Just stop talking. I'll watch it. Right? Don't tell us anymore.
Anyway, guys. So we are going to get onto when it stops. There we are. Okay, so this one is announced. We've got a second version of Sweet Home, which has been on Netflix. I've watched the first season 3 times now. This is one of my favorite Korean series. Not it's absolutely amazing. It really is. And so, like animes with the anime live actions, this was made from a webcomic. It was a webcomic first. And there's a lot of webcomics out there nowadays. They don't have to be anime. People are creating webcomics, all these people, and they can become series and all sorts nowadays. So I'm going to explain a bit about this. So this is the main guy. I forget his name now. Let me try and find it. Can't find his name.
Brian.
Is it?
No.
I can't remember his name. It's a creator, Junho, I think it is. Or
Brian.
Okay. Anyway, it's the main guy. The main guy who's in it, and his parents have died from a car accident, and they left him sort of on his own. And so the main story about
They
it.
died though, didn't they?
You what? Sorry.
They left him on his own. It's like they died.
They die in a car accident that he's in, and
Okay.
he's left to fend on his own because he's got no other relatives or family. So
he's orphaned and he's on the streets.
He's not on the streets, is the thing. He's very depressed, but he goes to this really old, abandoned sort of apartment area because this is all he can afford.
Okay.
Just to live on his own.
Are you gonna spoil your spoil because we said spoilers at the beginning? Is this spoilers?
This is spoilers, but
because
I wouldn't spoil too much of this, Simon, because I think this is a good.
I'd actually like to be.
You like
so
from
what I've seen of this, James, because Thomas watched this, and I came in and thought, whoa, what are you? I said to Simon earlier today, it's the special effects and stuff were very Evil Dead like.
Yeah.
So I would watch this one. So Simon, I wouldn't spoil too much.
I'm not going to spoil it, but can I show you obviously screenshots and things? Yeah.
I will look away.
You will look away.
Just drop your camera again, James.
These are some of the creatures that are in it, James.
Okay. Yeah, this is cool. That very Evil Daddy, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I'm gonna give this one. What's it called again?
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home. I'm gonna give this one. On Netflix.
This is one of my favorite creatures that you would love.
Yeah, I dig this.
Yeah, the makeup on this is absolutely amazing. So, yeah. And then there's more.
The big one.
Yeah, he's quite.
You piqued my interest, Simon. I'm going to give this.
I piqued your interest. I've said you must watch this one. It's one of my favorites.
I love South Korean stuff.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite series. I've watched it 3 times now, so it is that good, and it's got.
How long is it?
How many episodes? I think it's about 9-10 episodes.
And about 40 minutes each?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
3 times he doesn't know the main character's name.
I don't
just
know.
I
remember, Peter, I told you, I've watched
it's just
that
a bunch
much.
Of symbols
how am I
when
supposed
they
to
do the
remember these
subtitles,
things?
you know? Like, you don't know.
and look, they're like always Jung something or Jung Ho, or, it's all,
there's an
they all
eel
sound
in
similar.
There. Sung, possibly.
Sung Si, Chung Ti.
Sung Il Jung. That sounds like
we forget. Anyway, so thank you guys, and really thank everyone for watching. We've had a good amount, and I just wanted to plug some people. Please like, share, subscribe, and notify all of my favorite YouTubers and people that have made me to do my first live. It was been nerve-wracking. We've got Triple G, we've got James T. Keegan, our friend Passpoint Comics, which is Ephraim. We've got Attention Seeing Geek, which is Ben. This week in Metropolis, and then Luke from Hydro Collectibles. And so please like, share, and subscribe to all these channels. It's been really fun, and I've been really enjoyed this, and I enjoy your lives, Peter. And I think it went well for my first.
Very well, mate. Very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you did superb.
So, awesome.
And
so
at the end of the day, Simon, you've actually tasted us to watch some K-pop or whatever it is.
K-dramas, K-series.
So
yeah.
I will be watching some of that.
Possibly some animes.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, let me know in your comments. Well, if this doesn't get demonetized, we'll see. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to do next. I might try. I can't do as many because of with work commitments and everything as like everyone else. But I will try to get maybe 1-2 a month of these. So can we go over Titans
some
again?
Topics, I think, like live action adaptations and things like that. I think it'd be
yeah. Just tell me what you think. What I've tried to cover what I like and some of the topics I like. These are some of the favorite things I watch and do. Let me know if you're not interested in anime. I'll keep that a bit shorter. Maybe I only do one anime a time. If you want more K series like K dramas, I can do more into the gaming. I think it was a good fair amount. 4 sections I've done, and just
you don't need to tell you the audience at home. So let's
well, look, at the end of the day, it's what they're interested in as well, and I hope they liked it. I hope they enjoyed it, guys. So, and so I will say ciao for now, and that's it. Thank you, and I'll join you next time. Bye. Woo woo. Woo woo.